makes The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess unique? The Zelda series is one of the most prolific franchises in gaming history. Many titles have been touted as the greatest video game of all time, and many are favorites of gamers all around the world. But not all titles have garnered such fame. In such a huge series, some have been considered forgettable by Zelda standards, and Twilight Princess sadly lands in that category. Although selling over 8 million copies, the most in the entire series not including the Ocarina remakes, a large majority of Zelda fans still prefer other titles in the series. Although not as famous as Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, or even Wind Waker, there are still dedicated fans that enjoy Twilight Princess's older, more realistic design, so much so that it received a remake for the Wii U. What makes Twilight Princess unique is how it added more character to the world and populace of Hyrule, giving Link, Zelda, and the entire plot of the game more depth and significance than any other entry in the series. From the beginning of the game, it seems to follow a similar plot to Ocarina of Time. Link is just a teenager without a family, living in the quaint Orden village and working as a ranch hand. One day he is told by his father figure Russell that he was chosen to head to the castle to give an offering to the Princess of Hyrule, Zelda. But of course things don't go as planned. One of Twilight Princess's common gripes is that the opening events of the game take up a lot of time. Normally, within the first hour of a Zelda game, the player has entered or maybe even finished the first dungeon. However, Twilight Princess spends most of its opening segments in dialogue. During the first hour, Link interacts with all of the villagers of Orden Village. The children, Mallow, Tallow, Beth, and Colin, Merbo, Fado, Uli, Sarah the shop owner, and especially Ilia, who plays the role of childhood friend and possible love interest. Link also gets pulled into the Twilight Realm and learns of the dark forces that plague Hyrule. It may not seem like much, but this attention to developing the characters is something not seen in other Zelda titles, at least not to this extent. Throughout the events of the game, characters like Colin and Ilia play a role in Link's quest to save Hyrule. Colin was bullied in Orden by the other kids, but after seeing Link's courage, he gets the strength to fight back and stand up for himself, winning the admiration of the children who once belittled him. Ilia starts out as just a childhood friend, but her caring, perhaps overly caring nature ends up involving her more and more in the story. Saving Prince Rallis, trying to give him medical attention, her memory loss, and making Link a horse call to help him along the journey are just a few of the ways she fits into the plot. The light spirit Lanayru even uses her likeness in a vision that retells the Hyrulean Civil War. Sure, these characters generally play a means to an end of the story, but they all develop as characters. When Link plays the role of saving them, he finally shows signs of truly being the hero, because there's a name, a face, and a resolution for saving these people, like Colin gaining the courage to stand up for himself, or Ilia regaining her memory, or in the most extreme case, helping the Princess of the Twilight Realm regain control of her kingdom. Early in the game, players are also introduced to Midna, who is a radically different character for the Zelda universe. Although sort of playing the role of guide similar to Navi and Fi, Midna also has this direct connection with the story. She joins Link merely for her own gain, to collect the pieces of the fused shadow. Midna is generally just plain rude to Link, not offering as much as a thank you for all the hard work he puts in. She literally makes fun of him for being practically helpless in wolf form. Her bratty attitude is both loved and hated, but it's because of her personality that the story of Twilight Princess can feel so impactful. When Zant ambushes Link and Midna at the Lanayru Shrine and attacks Midna, putting her close to death, Link saves her. By taking her to see Princess Zelda, Link proves himself as a hero, and Midna stops treating him like her servant. The two of them then begin to work together to defeat the usurper King Zant. Midna and Link as a team is a fresh take to the Zelda framework. It's not just a hero and his aide, both characters work in tandem. When Link reverts to his wolf form in the Twilight Realm, he requires the help of Midna to be able to defeat the Shadow Beasts. Where Link needs Midna to traverse the Twilight Realm, Midna needs Link to help save her kingdom. Together they work towards saving two worlds, both suppressed under the might of a tyrant. Midna alone is one of Twilight Princess's most memorable aspects. Her duel with Link adds so much to the story, and begins to take the plot away from just being another race to the Triforce or saving a princess. Or at least saving a different princess this time. Because of the characters Link meets along the journey, the Zelda formula is a bit different in Twilight Princess. Not in terms of pacing, it's the same idea of 7 to 8 dungeons and a battle with Ganondorf, but it takes the focus away from Zelda and the illustrious lineage of the Triforce. Instead, it focuses on the characters that Link saves and meets during his quest. Even during many of the Twilight segments do players witness bystanders being terrified by the blight that is covering their city. For the first time, the world around the plot is being directly affected by the evil doings of the antagonist. protagonist. They cower in fear, their cities and villages are ransacked, most boss encounters are actually friendly creatures that were corrupted by Xanth's dark powers, and the only one who can save them all is the chosen hero, Link. Taking the focus off Zelda, who arguably has her best incarnation in Twilight Princess, gives her this liberty to be part of this darker, sinister plot that still feels and plays like a Zelda title. Having smaller triumphs throughout the story gives Link and the player more instant satisfaction. Link isn't just told he's a hero. Throughout the adventure, he saves many people who eventually all start referring to him as their savior. It's sort of a coming-of-age story, where Link isn't just the hero of Hyrule, but finally being put to the test of protecting his friends, who have been the closest thing he's ever had to family. Helping Midna and saving the Twilight Realm builds this new sub-universe to the world of Hyrule, and gives the typical Zelda story a darker, twisted ambiance, with the characters serving as the examples of how destructive Xanth can be. All while making Link and the player truly feel like the protagonist. That is what makes The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess unique. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button, and if you'd like to see more videos that discuss what make any video game stand out, be sure to subscribe. And I guess if you like the way my voice sounds, you can check out my channel, Daisysaur. I talk a lot about characters and stories in video games, and I'm generally super nerdy, so if you like the sound of that, maybe give it a look-see. Thanks for watching!